Howdy! 3 important questions you should ask yourself about your query letter. Number 1, how many of your peers have reviewed your query letter for agents? 2, how many times has that feedback been lackluster, confusing, or even contradictory? And 3, how much money have you spent in peer groups for feedback that isn't helping you land an agent? Today, we're diving into 5 problems with peer review feedback on your query letters, why you should stop paying for it, and where you can get free professional feedback. Stick around and I'll share how to get it. Number 1, for problems that matter, seek out a professional's advice. When you need legal advice, you hire a lawyer. If your car's on the fritz, you call a mechanic. If your AC is broken, you get an AC specialist. So why would you only trust anyone less than a professional when it comes to your query letter for a book you've spent months or even years working on? Don't rely solely on peer feedback. Hire a professional who knows the industry and what agents are looking for. Number 2, examples of query letters are not your query letter. There are tons of online examples of great query letters, some that might have even landed agents for authors. But none of those examples are your query letter. Your book is unique, and so is your pitch. Stop relying on examples. Whether the query is good or bad, it's not yours. You need professional feedback on your specific query, not someone else's. You wouldn't rely on someone else's diagnosis to treat yourself, right? Your query deserves its own unique evaluation. Number 3, you should never pay for peer-reviewed feedback. If you're a member of an exclusive writing or publishing group, chances are you're aiming to get your book represented by an agent and onto bookstore shelves. That's awesome. But ask yourself, how many times have professionals, editors, publishers, agents, actually reviewed your query? How often have you been paired with peers to critique each other's queries instead? Here's the truth. Many of these membership-based groups thrive on keeping you in a cycle of hope with the promise that someday your query will be perfect. But the reality is, these groups don't want you to land an agent quickly. If you did, they'd lose a paying member. You could be paying $100 a month for months or years, constantly editing the same 300-word document with little real progress. This is a business model that works for them, not you. Which brings me to number 4. A good query takes time, but not months. If you've been perfecting your query for months and still haven't sent it out, something is off, especially if you're a paying member every month. Instead of getting stuck in a never-ending editing loop, hire a professional for a one-time reasonable fee to evaluate your query. In just a few days, you could have a polished query letter ready to send to agents. No subscriptions required. And number 5, free professional feedback. That's right, thequerydoctor.com is offering free written feedback on your query letter for a limited time. This is a $50 value, but we're confident in our process, and we want you to stop overpaying for feedback that isn't coming from a professional and isn't tailored to your query. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please make sure to hit that and subscribe so we can continue providing query help.